Alright guys, we are continuing the world tour for Hirudegarn and DOKKANFEST, two exceptional characters. I've been very impressed with Hirudegarn's power. These are how we do villain releases correctly, right? We make just a giga crusher, unbelievable, undeniable power, huge damage, huge defense, nice defensive mechanics. The problem with Hirudegarn, of course, is his teams. His own team is terrible. Having to run the Janembas, Metal Cooler, like these characters are fodder. They're terrible. So that kind of hurts Hirudegarn. Now, one setup we could try, we're going to do here, is we're going to run Fusion ZAMASU's team. I mean, kind of just to throw in the blues on there, because it's like, what am I going to force Super Boo on this team? Like, no, I'm good on that. I think that the blues could sit in like a slot 1 on the other rotation of Hirudegarn, and we could probably be fine here. We'll have Cell potentially for some healing as well. I think that this could work. We'll see what our lineup looks like. Well, this is why, like, dude, I have to listen to people talk, like, always doing so much chatting. Blah, 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 blah. One big reason, damn it. Like, if you don't get good RNG when you open in, it can be very annoying sometimes, like, with not... Alright, we're almost assuredly going to lose this because of our rotations, right? I mean, number one, you get the friend plus... Like, the fact that this is... I don't mind, like, dealing with the opening RNG, but, like, this does feel criminal right here. Like, how often this happens. I would love the same name linking updates. I fail to see how that would be an issue for the game at this point. I think that that would be tremendous. It would be so good. If, you know... characters with the same name could simply just link together, because then it would allow like a situation where, I don't know, just theoretically we could do something like this, right? And like the friend Fusion ZAMASU is not completely exposed, linkless, right? You know, I've seen conversation about people saying like, oh, like let's, you know, try and, you know, you don't have to run full villain lineups if you're going to run villain characters. And while that can be true, remember, that's not really true if we're talking about Big Bad Boss's characters. Big Bad Boss's characters are definitely balanced by Dokkan themselves around having this link up. So it's like if we're running villain teams, like we got to make sure these Big Bad Boss's characters are ready to have Big Bad Bosses up, right? Chilai as a floater will work fine. And then, of course, I mean, we could have the blues, I guess, in slot 1 too. But, you know, we do want to make sure there's a lot of Big Bad Boss's characters around for us. We should be fine on this rotation. My fear is what's going to happen on this second turn, because this is the Hirudegarn showcase, right? I don't want to float Hirudegarn off, and then, like, the entire fight, like, we don't even see him. So, like, I would like to get the blues. I just needed the blues and Hirudegarn to not be on the same rotation, but they are. And another reason why I haven't done this video yet, people were asking why I haven't ran this team, or why I haven't ran Hirudegarn on this team quite yet. It's because Hirudegarn himself is going to look less impressive. He's still going to be very good, but he's going to look less impressive on this team compared to on his own team. Because on this team, Hirudegarn is only getting double 150% stats, whereas on his own, he's getting double 200%, obviously, right? Alright, let's hope ZAMASU's not attacking the end too much. Alright, we're just doing it. Oh my god, yeah, I just realized exactly how horrible our... okay, yeah, this is not what I had in mind when I drew up the team, I promise. So this is going to be pretty bad for pretty much all characters involved here. I'm going to try and get away with floating those boys off. Oh, well, actually, I mean, Chilai Scouter is up. ZAMASU is not super attacking, so we're fine. Okay. Now, of course, I mean, I have the worst possible luck at all times with Hirudegarn. Remember, he gets an additional if he dodges first in the turn, but, like, Zamasu didn't even attack, so we didn't even get a chance for it. He is stacking defense still. I mean, Hirudegarn is still going to be good, right? Like, he's still going to be a super effective character on this team, even regardless. I was very hesitant, by the way. I didn't want to run EGL Zamasu in this stage. EGL Zamasu, like, I mean, again, if things go perfect, like, he could look good, but that Tech Goku Black and Zamasu, they hit him very hard. So I just did not even want to have to deal with running EGL Zamasu and potentially getting bullied by that Tech Goku Black and Zamasu in Phase 2. It just wouldn't have been worth it. It's alright. Like, we had the worst conceivable rotations. I mean, it's a common thing for me to say. You know, double Zamasu, this rotation right here. But looks like we're going to get through that. And after this turn right here, we'll have kind of settled in. And we'll be in a much more effective spot. Now, remember, Goku and Vegeta, they're going to come back. And they're going to have one turn left of their intro. And then after that, hopefully we'll be able to transform with them. I did bring in LR Cell. I've seen some more kind of like people saying like, oh, in LR Cell. Now, keep in mind, remember, he still is god-awful, terrible, horrible character until he transforms. Int Cell is actually a 0 until he transforms. So we need to be very cautious with him. But he has a big bad boss's character, right? Like, it's the whole point here with Hirudegarn and the Zamasus and Piccolo Jr., stuff like that. We do want to make sure that these big bad boss's characters are, you know, around for us. All right, so this works out perfect. We're actually going to be able to transform with Hirudegarn immediately next turn. Yeah, this worked out really well for us. And then we could slide Piccolo Jr. in slot 1. He's going to be fully built up at this point against Goku Black and Zamasu. LR Fusion Zamasu should be capable in slot 2. Like, we're looking good, right? Okay, so now we'll go ahead and transform into Hirudegarn. This is great. Super right away? Yeah, perfect. This is where Hirudegarn could really shine for us. He has type advantage, too, so even if he gets hit, he may not die. All right, so we've got Daddy Hirudegarn here. So now it's just a simple matter of, do I need to say it? You guys want me to say it? We know exactly what we need from Hirudegarn, right? We need one thing and one thing only, Daddy, and make sure you give it to me. All right. I'd like to save some of that key, so we'll just hit that right there. Just dodge, 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 and dodge. Okay, there's one. Here's a super. Dodges it, perfect. 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 All right, so now, I mean, so you see, still 11 million. But, like, if we were on his own team with these links up with the Chilai support, I mean, he'd already be at, like, 15, 16 million on these hits. So if you guys are wondering, like, why have I waited so long to bust this team out, that's why. I'm planning to do one of these, you know, like, hour-and-a-half showcase, stuff like that, for DragonFist and Hirudegarn immediately, like, kind of like I just want to finish up the Dismal Future Red Zone fights. I'm going to do the top 10, like the tier list update, and then I'll probably jump into, like, the long showcase. I think the long showcase for Hirudegarn in particular will be very good, because throughout the course of it, all the setups in one video. Sword of Hope setup, we could do Zamasu setup, we got Hirudegarn's own setup, like, it'll work perfectly, right? All right, now the blues are still guarding for us, so we could rock them in slot 1. And we'll do this right here. I mean, we certainly must keep them in slot 1, right? That's very important for us. Wait, they are? Yeah, they're guarding. Yeah, they're guarding. They're guarding. Yeah, they're guarding. What? Come on, Chris, they're guarding. Just give me the most amount of key right there. Perfect. This is why the blues, I think, are still valuable, by the way. Their defensive ability in slot 1, it's just so strong, right? Like, I know, like, there's, like, getting Vegito is tough, and they have a weakness that could be very easily exposed as well, right? If you have finished their intro, but you're not ready to fuse into Vegito yet. They have huge weakness that could be exposed by the boss. But their defensive ability, the first 4 turns in slot 1, is like, you know, we're talking, like, only, like, LR Golden Frieza is better or something like that, right? Like in terms of defensive ability in slot 1. Like it's crazy what they're able to do, right? The guard, the big defense, plus that huge dodge chance. Like they took a lot of damage, sure, like there, 300k. Although I mean 300k is acceptable from this boss, trust me. But like that was, you know, their dodge failed. Like I think that just what they're able to do defensively at the start of these fights really matters, right? Like they're very clearly a unit that was designed well to function in the Dismal Future Red Zone. This worked. This worked well. Now we finished them very fast right there, because I mean Hirudegarn did ridiculous damage even on the double 150. But keep in mind, let's say there was a theoretical next turn. There was one more turn to jump into. If there was, remember Hirudegarn would have 100% chance. 100% chance to dodge if we did one more fight. 100%. So, like, he's good. That's why, like, I've had some unlucky kind of, like, issues with him, but it was just a streak of bad luck, right? It's like, because I made the comparison, I was like, damn, like, you know, like, Super Trunks, like, I realized how bad he is because every time I use him, I die. Like, is the same thing true with Hirudegarn? And it's like, no. Hirudegarn has a ridiculously busted kit. He does not have the flaws that Trunks does. Hirudegarn can be caught, like, literally, and Orange Piccolo can technically be caught, right? Any character can. Hirudegarn is great design. And if they're going to make villains, making them like Hirudegarn is exactly what we want. Because if they drop a bunch of Hirudegarns, like that, you know, the next Hirudegarn that would come, we wouldn't be like, I mean, I'm saying Hirudegarn, I don't literally mean Hirudegarn, but like a villain of his, like, strength level, right? Like, you know, we just dropped Hirudegarn. We drop another villain who's on, you know, Planetary Destruction, or they're on Resurrected Warriors or something like that, which, you know, were, you know, kind of very ass teams, but now Hirudegarn is sitting on those teams. And now we get another god of, you know, villain, Resurrected Warrior, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I mean, the god, Hirudegarn, is there. So, that's why, like, you know, one of the big things I, like, Dokkan, like, everyone has their issues that Dokkan, they get upset with Dokkan about, that I think most are very valid, right? You know, animations maybe are a little bit iffy, don't like picks, you know, blah, 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 blah. I really get annoyed with how they treat villains. And at the very least, I mean, these last 3 villain Dokkan Fest, well, except for Turles, who sucks balls, ZAMASU, Piccolo Jr., Hirudegarn, really well done. Like, this is what we need from villains, for sure. And they nailed it with these last couple villain Dokkan Fests, except for Turles, who sucks.